Are you the Spire? Cause slay. Yo, enemies in my next 3 combats only have 1 HP? What a deal. Also, great story about Slay the Spire is it was going to be in my next video. It was going to be featured in it, and I was looking at all the games that I had to buy for the next video, and it was quite expensive. It was about $200 to buy the games, which, you know, my newest video I've made about $12, so not really a good investment at this point. And so I looked on Steam because I didn't realize this, but they actually post. I didn't realize that because I knew they have a spring sale. I didn't realize that Steam had a sale, like they have all their sales listed, and the one at the end of March is Deck Builders Games or something like that, which is like what the video's on. And now I need to do something else for March, and I don't know what I'm doing yet. So I have to figure out what I'm doing, but I'm also having too much fun with this game to stop playing, so I'm just gonna quit YouTube entirely. What's really funny is that I was going through my list of Steam games to see what I can make a video on, and I was like, I have Pillars of Eternity 2. Like, I've been wanting to play Pillars of Eternity 2 forever, and I didn't realize I bought it 3 years ago. It's been sitting in my Steam library for 3 years. Yo, no way, Bereaved Whack. That's so sick. Thank you so much. Well, this is... I'm going to take damage, guys. Don't judge me. Everyone look away while I'm taking damage. I don't want you guys to see me like this. I'm actually really bad at this game too, so that's actually a really cool part about this stream. The less cards in your deck, the more consistent it is. I'm the opposite. I play with a massive deck. I just cannot stop collecting cards for the life of me. Thinking about like how much I wish there was like a custom mode to this game, and then I found one. So there's a Hoarders mode, and in the Hoarders mode, you can you make it so that when you draw a card, you get 3 of that card. And then I had a deck of like 300 cards because it's so hard to get rid of cards in this game. But then, there's a card in this game called like Mind Blast or something, or Mind Energy, which is like deal 1 damage for every card in your deck. And there's an ability to make it innate. So I had, I had 6 of them because I found it twice, and so I start the game off with my hand, and it's 1 energy, and I do 200 damage. So I used that, and I just unlocked a bunch of stuff, because apparently when you play in the custom game mode, it still unlocks stuff for you, and you get XP for it, which is really funny. I like that there was a custom mode, because like the one thing about this game is that it really... I didn't even look what this does. Oh, okay. The one thing this game really makes you do is like wish you could try out all the combinations, and that's kind of like the best way. You can't like choose a set of artifacts or anything, but sometimes you get like really good synergy, and it's like super cool. I probably should have blocked there, but this is the final boss, so I heal after this battle anyways. But some people like are crazy. Some people play on like super high, like ascension mode. Does this work twice? Yo, it doesn't. That's sick. I don't know how people do that. You must just have to be good at the game, because after a while you can only unlock so many cards before whatever. So I have so many... Dude, I'm flexing a lot. I'm also gonna like not die this turn, but like become uncomfortably close. The thing is I don't know like all the bosses and enemies and like their names and stuff. I sent someone a screenshot of the one round I won, and they were like, ah, yeah, you faced that guy. And I was like, how did you know? But I also haven't bothered to learn any of their names, so that's probably why. We did it. We beat Act 1, everyone. Reaper, deal 4 damage to all enemies. Heal HP equal to unblocked. Ooh, I like that, but that's also not a lot. Started hitting, gain 2 strength. The sharp man, he's pretty sharp. This turn, your next attack is played twice. Sure, let's do that one. Let's double tap. Tumbleweed, his name is the Ironclad, but I don't like how he holds a sword, because that's like, you're putting way too much on your left shoulder, and your right wrist is going to be dead by the end of it. Like, you're putting in way too much effort. My favorite is the defect, I think its name is. It has like these magical orbs, and I just have a golly gee good time with those. Oh, we were talking about the boss. I don't know. I only need to use one defend, but I'm going to use this one because if I don't, it's going to disappear anyways. And then I'm going to bash you publicly. Yeah, don't you feel vulnerable? It doesn't even really make that much sense. He's not even that clad in iron. I'm glad you mentioned General Grievous in the video because it convinced someone I know to watch it. Did I mention General Grievous in the video? I don't remember. When did I mention General Grievous in the video? Is that when I was talking about the Commander Cody thing and how the movies spoiled the... or the game spoiled the movies? I mean, in the Battlefront section makes sense. I can't imagine I would have mentioned General Grievous in the Spyro section. The shock. Okay, people used to like debate me on this. And I was like, no, I distinctly remember knowing who Commander Cody was and who Grievous was before the game. Because the thing was like the game, when you first played the game, Lego Star Wars Episode 1, 2, and 3 came out before 4, 5, and 6. And the reason, I don't know if it's the reason, but 4, 5, and 6 were not that exciting of Lego games on Star Wars because you didn't have the Force. And when you don't have the Force, it's kind of boring, right? Me and my friend tried to do it once. It's like it's like one guy gets to play as R2-D2 and one guy gets to play as Luke Skywalker. Like, it's not fair at all. But I remember playing episode 1 and then episode 2 thinking like, oh, maybe episode 3 won't unlock until the movie's out. Of course, this is 2005, 2004. PlayStation 2 didn't work like that. And so I ended up playing through, and it never occurred to me that I was spoiling the movie for myself because I was like 9 or 10. So I was just like playing through, not realizing, oh, this is going to be the movie. And then I remember seeing the movie in theaters and being like, oh, this is like exactly what happened in the game. And I remember being like, where's Commander Cody? Like, he was such a big part because it's Commander Cody and Obi-Wan that killed Grievous, right? In the game. But that's just because I needed a second player. It's actually kind of crazy. Like, I can't imagine. There's really, I'm going to die here anyways. I don't care. There's no real equivalent to that. Like, I'm trying to think of like a series now. Like, imagine if there was like a Succession video game and that's how they spoiled the end of Succession. Do I need to use this? No, I can do all of these without this. I might as well use it anyways. Oh no, I exhausted. I shouldn't have used it. I'm a dummy. I'm a stupid, silly head goofball. I'm cringe. Do you guys hate it when I'm cringe as much as I hate it when I'm cringe? I don't like misplays, but I am watching a Ghost Boy stream. Wow. I feel like I got 3 really hurtful comments in a row. I said, you guys hate it when I'm cringe. A little bit. Nah, I'm used to it, and I don't like it, but I expect it. It's like 3 back to back. Like, okay, tell me how you really feel, guys. Jeez. I'm going to lift up the chat a little bit, and not emotionally. I just mean like physically. I'm going to make the chat go a little bit higher. Don't ask questions you're not prepared to hear that. Oh, you're not hurting my feelings. Trust me, I know myself. You are not hurting my feelings. You cannot hurt my feelings. It's pretty impossible. Yeah, have a good dinner. I hope it has nutrients and sustenance. I don't know why Moontruther bothers saying goodbye for dinner. Moontruther eats dinner in like 15 minutes. I hate all of these, but I can at least remove the curse. Curse of the Bell cannot be removed. Oh, never mind. I can't remove the curse, but that's okay because Anchor is really good. I need to not be a student anymore. I need to be a student again. I feel like I didn't learn anything. I've thought about going back to school a couple times, but every time I have that discussion with someone, they're like, "Oh yeah, what for?" And I'm like, like you have to pick something to go to. You can't just like go back. You kind of have to figure out what it is you're going back for, and that's where I get stuck. I have friends that are still in school, which doesn't sound that bad until you remember that I'm 28 and that I've had friends who have been in school since we graduated high school. And I still remember this one guy was talking to me in choir and he was like, I have a chance to graduate a year early. And he was like, I don't know if I should do it or not. And I was like, well, you know, I kind of gave him the whole like thing about like, you're only going to be young for a little bit and these are experiences you'll never get back. And, you know, you're with your friends and stuff. And like every time I see him, I apologize to him because I'm like, man, you're still in school. It's been 10 years. Had I known that you could have had a jump start, I surely would have told you to get out of here. Wario thinks it's a very funny number. See, how long was that? There's no way that was that long. 9:48, you came back, you left 9:35. That was 13 minutes. That wasn't even, I jokingly said 15 minutes. Okay, well, 2 hot dogs. Now I'm wondering what took you so long, but I don't know if I would ever order a hot dog from a place. I was actually talking to someone the other day about how, like, New York and, like, other places, like, New York and Chicago and Detroit and some of these, like, big-name cities, like, they have a lot of people who, like, purely can sell food on the streets, like a street vendor. And they probably do really well because their city has a reputation of good street food. So it could be like the crappiest place ever for hot dogs. But just because tourists are going to come through and be like, oh yeah, a New York hot dog, gotta have one. They're going to like do okay business wise, you know? This is the kind of thing I think about. So what I'm saying is that I'm quitting my streaming job and I'm going to become a different streamer who live streams hot dogs at New York. Not selling or cooking them. I live stream just the hot dogs. You'd be that tourist? Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, but like, you know, it's you talk to every like native New Yorker who is doing a walk by TikTok interview, and it's like, oh no, this is the best pizza place in New York. It's like, I'm not saying they're not good pizza places. I'm just saying I'll bet you they're all insanely average, and there's probably like 3 or 4 really, really good ones. There's probably a ton of crap ones, but just because it's in New York, people are like willing to defend it to the death. That's all I'm saying, okay? Don't at me, okay? Or you can at me. I don't really care. No one really ats me these days, so like, you know, you want to at me, it's like I won't, you know, I'm kind of lonely. Not a lot of adders these days, but I'm just saying. After all freshman year, after knowing the guy for 2 weeks. So, I don't know if I've ever told this story or not. This is a fun one. If you guys like fun stories. If you don't like fun stories, then it's not a fun story. But I showed up my very first day of university, 2013, young Ghostboy259, still only 18 years old. I just turned 18 like a month or 2 prior, so no idea what I'm doing, not at all remotely prepared for the real world whatsoever. And I show up and I have not booked myself properly for orientation. I am not, my name's not on the list, and I don't know what to do, because technically it doesn't matter if I'm there or not, but I'm in a different part of the school than everyone else. Most people are in the buildings. I'm in a special film school building, so I have to stick around either way and attend this special film school orientation. So I'm kind of standing around and I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like, this is uncomfortable. I can't just like show up. And this guy out of nowhere comes up. I'll never forget this. Comes up and goes, oh, are you, so what's your name? And I tell him my name. And he was like, oh, I think you're in my section for film school. And I was like, oh, seriously? And he was like, yeah, because there's 4 sections. I think you're in section 1. And I was like, yeah. And then we met somebody else. And he was like, oh, you're in section 1. And he was like, yeah. And so I'm like, how did you know? And he was like, oh, well, they sent us all an email last week. And they didn't BCC everyone. They just CC'd everyone. So I Googled everyone's email, looked up everyone on Facebook so I could recognize a face or two for the first day of class. So he sought me out because he recognized me from my Facebook picture. And I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy. And in the end, because I was hanging out with him and he could vouch for me that I was in that section, the people at the table were like, okay, well, we don't have a wristband for you, but if you're in the program, then that's fine. You can just kind of hang out. And I said, awesome, thank you. And so I got to go through orientation. We watched this really bad improv comedy thing, and then I got to go to the actual film orientation. So But that was my orientation, was some guy stalking me on Facebook. And then he has this habit of deleting and recreating his Facebook profile pictures his entire Facebook account like every 6 months. And then for the last few years, I kind of lost him, and I hadn't heard from him. And one of my friends was starting to get into making TikToks and stuff, so I just messaged him, or I commented on his thing, and I was like, hey man, like, you look really happy. I'm really happy for you. This is like your jam. You look so comfortable and stuff like that. And then another one of my friends messaged me, and he was like, hey, did you get an account from a follow from this account that's only pictures of bunnies? And I was like, what? And it was like, he's following everyone from our class. Keep in mind, this is 9 years after I graduated that first year of film school. And he's like, yeah, this account is only rabbits and bunnies. And it's been 3 years of this, but he follows everyone we graduated with. It was the same guy. It was the first guy who stalked me on Facebook. For whatever reason, he doesn't want to use his real name on Instagram anymore. So he's just has a account dedicated to his 6 rabbits, and then he just follows everyone that way. Hasn't interacted with me. Normally when he makes a new account, he messages me directly. God, what a weird... Because he kept changing his last name. No one knew what his last name was. We still don't know to this day. Sid the Sloth inspired my original username when I first went online. I was 7 years old, which is too young to be playing the very first Diablo game. And my username was Lord of the Flames. Why did Sid the Sloth inspire that? In the first movie, guys, you guys are so young. In the very first movie, they're building fire. Part of the thing is that they don't know how to build a fire, so they build a fire for the first time. And Sid, after a long time, finally starts a fire. And he goes, my name is Sid, Lord of the Flames. And then Ray Romano's character goes, oh, hey, Lord of the Flames, your tail's on fire. And then he walks around trying to get his tail off fire. So he says Lord of the Flames, and I thought that was a cool name. So when we played Diablo, I wanted a flaming sword, which I don't even know if it was in the game. And that game gave me nightmares for years. But I was Lord of the Flames. Here's your Ghost Boy history lesson for you. If I remember my Neopet's name, I'll let you know. What made you... you don't have to say if it's something personal, which would be... ironically, would be a funnier answer if it was something personal. Is there something that made you pick pasta linguine as your username? Were you just eating linguine and you're like, this is my identity? Or was there like I said, if it's personal, don't tell me, because I think that's funnier. But just genuine curiosity. Linguini is the guy from Ratatouille, right? Linguini is a type of... Is his name Linguini? I know, I get it. I understand the reference. I just didn't know... Why is his name... God. That's crazy. That's straight from the J.K. Rowling of how to name names. I've never watched Avatar either. Or is he even the Avatar one? Is he not the Avatar one? Zuko? Is that an Avatar, or is that the other one? That one that's not Avatar, but it's kind of like Avatar. You guys know the Avatar one? He's not from Avatar, but he's an Avatar. And then there's the Avatar where they go to the moon and they kill the Smurfs, I think. That's Avatar. Isn't the newest Avatar movie coming out this year? Which one? Because there's a live action of the anime that's coming out, and people are already upset about it because they said the guy isn't going to be sexist. So from what I understand, that kind of ruins his character arc a little bit. No, the blue ones? I think it already came out, didn't it? Didn't it just come out recently? That sounds funny out of context, that people are mad that he's not sexist. Yeah. They planned 3 new Avatar movies. Zoka's character kind of needs that. See, I don't even know his name, so... Okay, I need to get to a store. Good thing there are no stores visible. Are you kidding me? The highest one is up there? Okay, I just need an easy path then. I'm going here, going up diagonal. Oh no, that was a bad call. Oh well, that's fine. I'm gonna survive this round. I should be able to be fine. I should be able to be fine. I might not be able to be fine, but I should be able to be fine. It's hard to explain what's going on, but the point is that I haven't passed away and the other guys have passed away, and I'm doing it through the heart of the cards. So trust me, this is a good thing that's happening. Now this is the final boss. So now we have a pyramid and a donut. Two of my least favorite shapes in this world. And I will be passing away here. So I want to thank everyone for watching my last moments. Very cool. I gotta... Oh... Well, GG guys. Looks like I wrapped in pork. This is only like my second time using this character, so I really, or maybe third or fourth time. I think I did 2 or 3 runs, so I'm still very much learning how to use them. Yo, I got an alpha beta card. Let's go. That's where I'm gonna end it today. I'm gonna hop on the treadmill for about 1.5 minutes, and then I'm going to start working on the next video because I can't work on this one because I don't have $200 to spend on games.